Hey guys, welcome back to Stacks and Setbacks. I'm going to try my hand at doing a little bit more in front of the camera work or videoing, and see if how you guys like that. So let me know if that's something that that you like more or less. I've done an oil change on the Golden Child. It needed an oil change. Like I was saying, the oil was black. I think that's basically from just running rich. It does run really rich. Pulled the plugs. They're auto light 45s. They actually seemed okay, although I'll replace them because I've never actually replaced them since I've had the truck. One thing I did do was replace the oil filter bracket. This was, when I bought the truck, it was actually a side mount. And obviously, you know, you unscrew that, oil goes everywhere. I also had to use a small Z9, a shorter Z9, whatever they're called, Z98 or something. But actually went that way. But yeah, the oil went all over you, plus the axle's right below it, so it's real hard to get to. A mate of mine had an upright style, so I'm doing a swapsy with him. He's getting that. I've got his. I've installed it. So that thing's pretty much ready to start. I'll do that in a sec. So we'll do a cold start on this. I'll drive this out. I'll just move this out. We'll do another cold start on the Golden Child. I'll bring you guys in for that. Move the Golden Child into this position because I've got a little bit of interior work that I'm going to be doing in the next couple of days. So I'll run you through that as well. So all right, stay tuned. So I'll just take you around this a little bit. I'll put those original slots back on it just because I'm getting some steelies painted up. It's pretty dirty and dusty at the moment. You can see how rich she runs. On those headers, burning off. I'm not sure if you can hear that noise, but that's the steering pump making a bit of a racket, so that needs to be gone through. through at some stage. So what I'm going to be working on is these door panels. That sun's right in a bad way. But essentially, this is such an original interior. It's super mint. But the issue being, well, my issue is someone's put screws to hold these door panels on, which really sucks because these door panels are pretty mint for, you know, for the age of them. I do have some silver paint that I'm going to paint back over these vents, or, you know, makeshift vents. But I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, but essentially I've got these little nails with a little head, and I'm going to paint them brown, put them on, and hopefully, I'm not sure what's under here because I've never taken these off, hopefully run some normal clips back on, and we'll see what happens. I'll take you through that. Okay, so the plan is to use these little nails in place of these little screws, and those little nail heads will hopefully sit inside the hole from those screws. I'll secure them in from the inside. I'm thinking about using one of those stud backings for an earring, and then maybe just a bit of silicone on the back just to hold it in place. We'll see how we go. Okay, so it looks like it actually did have some brackets on there, little clips I should say. Some of these have been broken off, so you can sort of see why they did actually go for those screws, which obviously I suspected, but we'll have to fix that up somehow. And yeah, go back to as original as possible. All right, let's get you in here and have a look what we got. So it looks like someone's actually sprayed some red oxide to just prohibit rust. Everything looks actually good. There's actually no rust at the bottom of the doors. It's actually hard to see, but they are all, yeah, they're all sweet. Oh, you can actually see there, that's yeah, it's actually just a bit of this raw steel. So I will put a coating on that, and that will deter any rust forming. But look, yeah, I will go through. I'm now going to replace these rubbers, the weather seal here, and the Bailey channel. So I will start on that. Okay, we've got some new rubbers here. Hopefully I ordered the right stuff. Yep, Bailey channel. And 4 weather strips, hopefully inners and outers. Cool. All right, we'll get these old weather strips off. You know what? This is going to take me a while, so there's no point in filming it and just bore you with the details. we'll come back once this is done. Okay, so here's all of the old crusty Bailey channels and window rubber, or weather seal I should say. These just were so perished. They're like hard plastic, they're just breaking. So they were super difficult to get out. I was literally chiseling them out, hammer and chisel, just really carefully not to damage anything or scratch the paint, but they're all out. I spent a few hours last night doing that. I didn't take you through all that process. Okay, we got you back in here. Yeah, the Bailey channel's all out. Man, that was a pain. It was really stuck in there just from being so dry. It was caked in there. So that's all out. I've got these weather strips out as well. They're always a bit of a pain. Obviously, you don't want to break that glass, which is always a little bit nerve-wracking. I use these cheap eBay plastic pries. They work really well. And then the occasional screwdriver with your fingers crossed. So next I will start putting all these Bailey channels in, weather strips, and we'll see how we go. Okay, so obviously the long one goes through here. I've already put the short one in. It seems to fit okay. There's only one way that can go in. Well, obviously, you know, felt to the glass. You've got to be really careful taking these old ones out, because these edges here are super sharp, and I remember yanking on them on the red truck when I did the red truck, and it just the old weather strip just the Bailey channel broke. My arm went down and just hit that edge, and man, I just huge cut. Like I really needed stitches. I didn't go to the doctor, but the tough guy that I am, not. But I didn't go to the doctor. But yeah, just be careful doing that. Just a bit of a pro tip. Okay, so let's just start up this end. I always shove as much as I can up towards any dead end corner, because you know these rubbers do they stretch and then they shrink, so you don't want to end up being short by a bees behind when it all goes together. And they give you ample length, so no big deal. Yeah, when I was driving, when you drive this truck, it actually is really quiet and it drives really nice. It's super comfy, everything's super tight. I guess just being a low mile truck, but rattly as with these windows, with the old window, with the old Bailey channel being so crusty. Not sure if I need to give this a little bit of a cut on the inside here, but try to get away with not doing a little lobster tail on this radius. Looks like it might be all right. This is the tricky part. It's where you gotta This is where the window goes up and down a lot. So we've got to try to feed it in here as much as we can. And when I do that, I think that is actually a little bolt that holds the Bailey channel. And that one too. That'll give us a bit more wiggle room. Yep. Hey, look at that. Okay, I think I've found it. Okay. Cool. Oh, that's actually the Bailey channel. There you go. I didn't even realise. Well, I guess that makes sense. So that completely comes off, which actually makes it a bit easier. Get in here and right. That looks good. Sweet. All right, that's good. So obviously that comes out. I can actually just slip that straight back in onto the Bailey channel now and bolt that back on. So we should be good. Alrighty, let me bring you back into what's been happening here. So I've got the Bailey channel in. That's sitting pretty good. So we're happy there. And these weather strips can actually go only one way. This outer one is actually a lot wider. So that one goes on the outside. The actual little clips are actually spaced differently on one end. So it can actually only go essentially one way. I did actually put these weather strips on after I put the Bailey channel in. I don't know if that's on the other side. I might try the opposite way. It just meant that I needed to pry this glass to one side in order to get those little clips over my door here without obviously scratching it, but it worked. Just a little bit of patience and a bit of time, all good. Next, I'm going to start restoring these door panels. Like I said, I'm going to put some chrome back onto these vents. And I'm gonna do these little nail business things that I was talking about. So we'll see how that goes. I'll bring you back into that once I've got that set up. Okay, so next up, I'm just detailing these door cards. So what I've done is taken them off. I've unclipped the inserts just really carefully. There's little plastic clips holding them in. I'll show you those shortly. But yeah, I've given these a good clean up. I've re-chromed these little louvers, I guess you might say. What I did was use a hobby liquid chrome pen. I'll actually show you that as well. So they've come up a treat. They've come up really nice. The other thing that you may remember me talking about was the little the holes, because unfortunately someone had drilled holes in these door cards. Let me see if I can flip this over. These are just resting on the chassis until I'm ready for them, but they had unfortunately drilled holes because a few of these original mounts have broken. So someone drilled holes and put screws in, which looked really terrible and really agricultural. I mean, considering the low mole truck it is and the condition of the interior, I wanted to sort of smarten that up a little bit, neaten it up. So yeah, I've put in they're actually little nail heads. And I'll quickly show you what they look like. All they are these little nails. Now, I was going to paint them a brown or a gold, but once I put these in, they've sort of got like an anodized, you can sort of see here, they've got a bit of an anodized color to them. So they actually sit, and they're quite dark, so they sit actually quite well in that hole. And they look good against that brown. I think the darkness of the nails, you sort of lose the nail head just because of the colour. On the back of them, I put these stud backings on, just the jewellery stud backings that your wife might have on the back of her earrings. Just got them from a craft store. So that's that, and that's right. And I also used shoe goo in order to just stick them on. I'll quickly go back and show you that. Just used some shoe goo to, where's a good one? Here we go. If I can focus that. Yeah, just to hold it in place. So the shoe goo actually held the head in place. And then, and the shoe goo just sort of stops it from moving around. So the other thing I'm doing is I've removed these inner panels, cleaned these up, and these are actually really nice. So the only thing that is an issue, and these are generally an issue with these old door cards, is this craft wood or MDF or whatever it is, obviously with moisture and over time, they deform. And given this is so small, and especially at the end here, these have sort of twisted over a little bit, so they're not flat, they're sort of curved. So it doesn't actually sit really well on some of these edges. So what I've done is, that one's the better one. This is the worst of the two. I didn't want to take those little plastic clips out because, man, I think once I get them out, they're going to be hard to get back in, just because the MDF might crumble around them, and they're really the only thing holding the panel true in the door card. So I've actually wet it with just some water. I haven't tried this before. I'll give it a go. Just sprayed some water on these, and I've put some heavy weights on them. And I'm hoping that they will flatten out. Well, they're obviously flattened now, so hopefully when I take that bit of steel off, that will stay flat. Okay, so next day I have had these sitting overnight with some weights on them. These are the door cards. Sorry, these are the inserts for the door cards. So let's have a look and see what they look like. So I've just used some steel heavy weights to weigh these down. It actually looks pretty good. So you can see here I've wet the edges just a little bit of where I wanted it to, pardon me, where I wanted it to manipulate back into place. And I didn't want to take these clips off because I was afraid I wasn't going to get them back on. But that looks really good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that was actually, oh, that's spot on, look at that. This was curled up, and this edge was too. I'm not sure if I actually took a video of it. Oh, that's spot on. That's really good, cool. And this one here, I actually took off earlier. This edge, what was it? I think it was this edge here actually. Yeah, this edge here was curled up, and that's, yeah, that worked out really well too. Really nice. I thought I would show you the pen that I used for the chrome vents, or speaker vents, or whatever you want to call them. This is it here. Liquid chrome. I got this off eBay. Molotile or something like that. Moloto, I think the brand is. You can see it there. Really good. It actually, yeah, it is actually literally liquid chrome. It's pretty cool. And these come up all right too. I gave these a good scrub. They were pretty dirty, and a bit of detergent and a bit of a scrub. One thing I wanted to show you actually is the underside here that I repaired. So these clips were, a lot of these holding tabs were broken, and that's why they've obviously put all these screws in. So the ones that it's a little bit, doesn't look great, but what I did was made an aluminium plate with a slot, found some I guess some points where it was actually not compromised with cracking or anything like that, and riveted it on. So that will hold up. This one here again, I actually used a different clip. I had to trim that just so it didn't interfere with the rivet head, but you get the idea. So yeah, just thought I'd share that. All right, one door down, passenger side done. I'm pretty happy with that. It's come up pretty good. I mean, for a 50-year-old truck, it cleans up pretty good. This bottom pocket was really stretched out or opened up on this end here. I think a lot of, you're getting in and out, your foot would get caught on that little edge. And this top part here was opened up, and so is this little bit here. And look, it's not perfect, but it's a heap easier. These little nail heads, obviously that's what was on here before, and now, yeah, it's a lot less in your face, a lot less agricultural, in my opinion. Hey guys, I'm going to call that a video. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, rock on.